As I said, members of the squad, the rogue cult that calls itself a family will do everything in its power to rewrite Meghans' history, to rewrite Meghans' history. And we must not let that happen. And this attack on Meghans' work, ever since she was 13 years old, Meghans' first job was at a frozen yogurt shop called Humphrey Yogart. And Meghans said this in the Oprah interview. I've been a waitress, an actress, a princess, a duchess. I've always just still been Meghan, she told Oprah Winfrey a while back. And thank God that I have that life experience. Thank God I had known the value of working. My first job was when I was 13 years old at a frozen yogurt shop called Humphrey Yogurt. Those are Meghans' exact words that the tabloids are attempting to rewrite, members of the squad. And after Meghan mentioned that shop, it got a sales boost after Meghan talked about it in the Oprah interview, members of the squad. And we're not going to sit here and watch these people who have never met Meghan and yet write books about a woman they have never met try to rewrite Meghans' history, and even they are doing a miserable job at it. Because the thing is, this yogurt shop that Meghan worked in also came out to say that Meghan indeed did work at their shop. And so Humphrey Yogurt posted this and said this. The article from this so-called Carnival or so-called experts, the UK tabloids, got it wrong. She actually worked at our Beverly Connection location. We think it was around 1995, members of the squad. Because this is what they tried to say. You know, one part of the Meghan narrative is that as a schoolgirl, she had to take a $4 an hour job at a yogurt shop in Beverly Hills and grew up on the $4.9 salad bar at Sizzler, a US fast food chain. Thomas Markle says this that is emphatic. He quotes him saying this, that she never worked when she was at school. I would not have allowed it, and she did not need to, members of the squad. That's what Thomas Markle told these people who write books about Meghan and have never met Meghan. Again, the abuser is talking to people who abuse his daughter, his own child, for money. And yet we are told about how Meghan needs to reach out, blah, 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 and all that, those lies from so-called Carnival, so-called expert. Meghan owes this person absolutely nothing. And what I'm glad about is that Humphrey Yogurt came out saying that Meghan worked there at their Beverly Connection location around 1995. Meghan's first job was selling yogurt at Humphrey Yogurt shop in Beverly Hills, members of the squad. And as I continue, some people had a lot to say about this, that these people, in their attempt at maligning and lying about Meghan, they couldn't even get their facts straight. Members of the squad, that's how little they do research, and their hopes are that Meghan and Prince Harry would sue them. That's how they are hoping to try and drum up attention for their so-called books. And I won't mention the name of the book. I won't mention it. But I believe that some of you already know this. And the thing is, I'm glad about one thing, first of all. This lies being peddled by the tabloid media against Prince Harry and Meghan in an attempt at destroying Harry and Meghan is only showing the so-called Carnival or so-called experts who work for the tabloid media as exactly who they are, the liars that they are. And all of their lies are being debunked one by one. You know, members of the squad, I do believe one thing. You know, with all these lies that Sam Kashner is coming out to say, no, that's a lie. I never said that. Meghan, actually what I did say is that Meghan is a good person and that the tabloids should just leave her alone. And then All of these people are coming out to call out these people's lies about Meghan. They're all coming out. Even Humphrey Yogurt shop is coming out to call it, them trying to disregard Meghan's work ethic from a young age of 13 years old. They're all labeling the so-called carnival, so-called experts, and even Thomas Markle himself, the liars, because that's who they are, liars. They say birds of the same feather flock together. I could equally say that liars also flock together. And that's what Thomas Markle and these people who have never met Meghan yet write books about a woman by their own admission they have never met also are lying. They're doing a terrible job at lying. And I'm glad that even the squad itself are working hard and harder at debunking these individuals' lies one by one. We shall not sit here and watch as they lie about Meghan. We will not sit and stand and watch the lies about Meghan. No, 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 no. Members of the squad, we won't sit here and just watch as they lie about Meghan. So, members of the squad, someone else said that this person is an absolute joke. What a liar is. How can they lie about Meghan like this and then get humiliated once again by Humphrey Yogurt, the show that Meghan worked for, coming out to say indeed that what they're saying is a lie. Meghan did work there when she was 13 years old, members of the squad. She knew the value of work. And we're not going to sit here and watch them as they try and rewrite Meghan's history, erase Meghan's history, try and target Meghan's work ethics. We're not going to sit there and just watch. The thing is, Meghan is the only self-made woman to join the royal family, to marry into the royal family. The only self-made millionaire, one who had not inherited her money from any single person, not from her father, nor from her mother. She worked hard for her money. Meghan went to the auditions looking for roles, for a job. That's what she did. In a dusty old car, as Meghan talked about it in the Ellen DeGeneres interview. As you recall those moments, members of the squad, that's a woman who has been through everything, experience, to lead her to who she is today. Work ethic, work ethic, work ethic. Meghan's work ethic throughout her life is impeccable. She began her work at 13 years old, selling at a yogurt shop called Humphrey Yogurt. And all of them are coming out. I'm glad that the people are coming out to call out tabloids for what they are. Liars. And Thomas Markle also. Liars. Members of the squad, we won't let a lie manifest in the minds and heads of people in an attempt at destroying Harry and Meghan. We won't let it happen. So why are they trying to rewrite Meghan's work ethic? The tabloid media has come up with this narrative that, Meghan did not want to work and all that stuff. And the thing is, when Meghan was in the UK, and Meghan worked, Meghan even, made a cookbook, actually wrote a foreword for a cookbook for the Grenfell community. For the Grenfell community, what did they say? What did the tabloid media say after that? Cookbook was so successful. Meghan's first project in the institution of the monarchy was so successful that they had to call in Camilla Tomin is a liar to say that Meghan, the royal family, royalty is about being a team, Whatever you do is a team effort. And they even linked, what Meghan did to terrorism. And the thing is, William and Kate Middleton were there at the Grenfell community. They've never done anything. Never. But the thing is about them going there is that you never ever saw Camilla Tomin is a liar writing an article about how, it was linked to domestic terrorism. So what was it? What was it? It was about their ongoing racism, vilification campaign, smear campaign that they had going on and still have going on against Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex. Members of the squad, we have to call them out for their hypocrisy. We have to call them out for their lies. Okay? I do agree that, in a way, we must not mention names because we don't want to give them publicity because that's what they want. The tabloids rely on publicity. They spread negativity in the hopes that you can click on their article or even buy or purchase their books, so that they can get money. I understand that 100% and I see that 100%. That's the business model for the tabloids. They've been so happy to say how much hate sells. And I can see that. I can see exactly what, why I shouldn't mention names. And that's why I'm trying to control myself from even mentioning or calling out some of these names. And that's why I call them exactly what Harry and Meghan called them. The so-called carnival of so-called experts, members of the squad. And even the palace itself are calling them out for their lies. Now, members of the squad, but I talk about the other lie, that has been corrected. Even the palace has called them out for their lies. Think about that. You have to have done a very, very shoddy job. That even the palace itself, that collaborates with you in a book smearing Meghan, calls your book very, very, a bunch of lies. A bunch of lies. You have to have done a very, very shoddy job, members of the squad. And that's what they have done, members of the squad. Now, what do you think about this podcast? The thing is, they're trying to undermine Meghan's work ethic. Meghan, made about $50,000 an episode from Suits. She made $80,000 from her website blog, The Tig, per year. She made more than $1 million every single year through her work, through the hands of her work, not through the taxpayer, like what the royal cult that calls itself a family does every year. I mean, they made $100 million from taxpayer. Just last year, the royal cult that calls itself a family, and none of that money, Harry and Meghan even made a penny of that money in the royal cult. Harry and Meghan are free. They work for their money. They do not earn a penny of taxpayer money. They are free. They went to seek financial freedom and stay away from abuses and toxicity that was destroying their mental health, and said, hey, look, we are going to work. If you have to receive money from the taxpayer and then take abuse as well, Harry and Meghan said no to that. If that's the conditions, then keep it. We are going to go and work somewhere else. And that's what they did. Harry and Meghan went to America, looked for a job. Harry worked for Better App and Netflix and Spotify. They both work for Netflix and Spotify. And they're not now about to release content. Meghan's Archetypes podcast is about to come out. They are working. They're not leeching off of the taxpayer. The whole cult that calls itself a family is leeching off of the taxpayer. And yet the tabloid media chooses to smear two people who no longer even live in the UK, who have chosen a life of happiness and peace, far away from the toxicity. Stick with the ones that the tabloids should stick with, the ones that they wanted, the ones that they deemed called relevant, less of Prince William and Kate Middleton. But even they are too boring for the tabloids to even look at them for 5 minutes. That's how boring William and Kate are, members of the squad. And what do you think about, these attempts at trying to undermine Meghan's work ethic? And, it's very shameful to try and undermine a woman who actually works, for a living, like what Harry and Meghan do. And you're protecting them and doing PR for an institution that basically receives millions of cash, in bags of money, like what Prince Charles received from the Kuwait, leaders in Kuwait, a leader in Kuwait, a rich leader in Kuwait, and then call yourself to be trying to, criticizing Harry and Meghan. How can you criticize people who no longer earn a penny of taxpayer money? Instead of scrutinizing the royal cult that calls itself a family in the UK, that you're paying for. You pay for everything that they need. You pay for Prince William's helicopter while lecturing every single person on climate change with his many, many private helicopter flights that he uses like a taxi all over the UK. You pay for it. The public pays for it. And instead of the tabloid media focusing on their attention on Prince William for just 5 minutes of the time. What do they focus on? Harry and Meghan. Harry and Meghan this. Harry and Meghan that. Harry and Meghan this. Harry and Meghan that. Let me try and lie about, Meghan, not working for Humphrey Yogurt. And that lie ends up being debunked by the employers who actually work there, by Humphrey Yogurt themselves. It must be embarrassing for their lies, for their lies to be corrected day in, day out. And that's why they hate this squad. And they also hate people who correct their lies. Because make no mistake about one thing. If you correct a tabloid lie, they usually come after you. Members of the squad. That's what they usually do. They bully you if you don't want to play the game with them. If you don't want to indulge them in their lies. If you sue them, they still bully you. They do bully you. That's how the UK tabloid media behaves. And we must come, all of us, and fight these behaviors of the tabloid media, because they don't operate like media. They operate like terrorists, domestic terrorists. They're not the actions of a media house. Not the actions of a media house. The actions of just bullies disguising themselves as press. That's what the tabloid media is, the carnival of so-called experts, as Prince Harry and Meghan described them. Now, members of the squad, I want to end this podcast by saying this. No matter what they do, they shall never, and I repeat, never undermine Meghan's work. Meghan's work is rock solid. Meghan's work is rock solid. She has worked all her life. She's a self-made millionaire who married into the royal family. And she packed up her bags and she left after a torrent of racist abuse, misogynistic abuse targeted towards Meghan and even her children. That's why Meghan left. Protect their mental health, to thrive far away from a toxic place. And no matter what they try and rewrite or erase Meghan's history will never be erased. It's rock solid. It's rock solid. And I'm thankful for Humphrey Yogart for coming out and calling out these people for lying. Because that's what they're doing. The likes of Thomas Markle and this person who wrote a book about Meghan, and I never met Meghan. And with that and so much more, stay tuned to our next video. May God bless Prince Harry and Meghan, the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, Archie, Lipetana, and all of you members of the squad. Meghan's work ethic is impeccable, and no one, and I mean no one, not institution, not the tabloids, not Thomas Markle, will ever erase that. Members of the squad, and that's the truth of the matter. Meghan worked a lot with the UK. She worked so much, and then her work was suddenly linked to domestic terrorism. That somehow, Meghan and Harry, Meghan, her work is, supposed to be a team. The royal culture should be a team. Everyone said it because they saw how much Meghan worked. That was a work ethic that Meghan has and continues to have to this day, members of the squad. And I can't wait to see and hear what Meghan has in store for us with Archetypes, a label that, a podcast meant to talk about, the labels that hold women back. I love that so much. And I can't wait. Coming out this summer. Members of the squad, God bless Meghan. We won't let any single person rewrite Meghan's history. We won't. Especially with lies. Stay tuned to our next video, family. Always love you, always and forever. And may God bless your families at home. Love you, family, always and forever. Hello, members of Zesco Family TV. First of all, I want to say thank you for all your support that you give us to our channel. We don't take it for granted that you support this channel. I want to say thank you from the bottom of our hearts for lending out your support and fighting against injustices, supporting Prince Harry and Meghan, showing them love. Love will always triumph over evil, and for that I say thank you. Good will always prevail over bad. Thank you so much for all your support. Thank you so much for joining this community, this amazing community of Zesco Family TV. I love you so much, family, from the bottom of my heart, and I wish you all the best. May you have a great day, and I hope that you enjoyed this video and learned a lot of things. With that and so much more, stay tuned to our next video. Leave a comment below, like, and subscribe. Love you, family, always and forever. Sayonara.